What's happening, BDA family? This video is just a quick one to address basically, I wouldn't say a comment, an essay we have in the chat from our last night's show. We did an award show and we all voted for Fighter of the Year of 2018, and the BDA crew spoke, the listeners spoke, the chat spoke, and they picked Usyk, and I'm happy with that. I've got no problem with Usyk winning the Fight of the Year. He's got some good wins, dominating fashion, but I went against the grain. I chose Josh Warrington for reasons that I explained last night in the show, and I'll get to that later on. But that because I'm going against the grain, you get butthurt people like Punch the Pound who seems to have a hard-on for Usyk and Gassiev. One of these that dreams about the European white knight in shining armour coming to rescue them every day or something. I don't know, but he's got a love for these sort of fighters, and I love these sort of fighters as well, but I'll keep it real. I mean, when you start disrespecting Carl Frampton's achievements, calling Selby a bum, and then you talk about Gassiev like he's an absolute monster, I can't have that. And I'm going to counter some of the shit that you've come out of. And there's a lot of it. Let's be rambling on forever. But I'll address some of the things you said, and we'll take it from there. But first, you need to calm down the way you come across. I mean, you're very arrogant and ignorant, and you seem to think you're a clairvoyant because everything's predictions for you. It's all guesswork, and I don't do by guesswork. I go by facts and knowledge, and a lot of the stuff you've come out with is not really facts. It's just you being a fanboy and trying to give me reasons. But you think if you ramble on long enough, I'll lose interest and it makes you win. No, not here, mate. You ain't gonna come here and mug me off and claim to be the victor when I'm gonna come back and I'm gonna counter your debate. So let's get on to what this guy said, Punch for Pound. I mean, fucking hell, he had a lot of time on his hands this morning because it must have took him 3 hours to write all this. But we'll get on to the comments and I'll break it down from there. Could you, this is Punch for Pound, he said, could you imagine Frampton fighting Gassiev his size though? I mean, for a start, I don't know what you mean by that. I think what he's trying to say is, can you imagine Frampton fighting a guy with the assets of Gassiev? But if you shrunk Gassiev to 126 pounds, then is he any different to the guys in that division? You know, this is not a great fighter we're talking about now. Yes, he's big and strong, but he's fucking big and strong because he's a cruiserweight. Why are we fucking talking about? Can you imagine? That's the thing with you. A lot of it with you is imagining things. Could you imagine Frampton fighting a Gassiev his size? How do you know, even if he did fight a Gassiev his size, how do you know Frampton wouldn't school him? I mean, let's be real, Gassiev is not exactly that a slickster, is he? You know, he fucking curled up in his shell like a little turtle and took his ass whooping for his fucking peekaboo guard. I mean, if that's a fucking slickster, then you know shit about boxing. So, for a start, if he did fight a Gassiev his size, how many times have we seen big punchers get outboxed by boxers? That's what I mean. You get hard on for a big right hand, you do. The thing is, the right hand's got to land. And Gassiev, fucking hell, he couldn't land with autopilot on. You know, and you're sitting here discrediting Frampton. I'm going to say it now. Gassiev, for me, is one of the most hyped up fighters we've ever talked about on this show. The noise I was hearing about this guy, they had me convinced he was a world beater and he's pound for pound and he's going to give Usyk all the troubles in the world. None of that happened. But we'll carry on. Frampton might have accomplished more on paper, says Punch for Pound. Well, he's got that right. That's one thing he's got right. And never got dominated. Yep, never curled up in his turtle shell and took a pasting. I agree with that, like certain person that you like. Because he never fought the Vasyl Lomachenko around his division. Literally the Vasyl Lomachenko. So he's basically saying Usyk is the Vasyl Lomachenko of the cruiserweight division. I don't have a problem with that comment. But Gassiev did fight him and Frampton didn't. Fair enough. But Gassiev lost every second of every round. So what does it mean? I mean, I could fight Lomachenko tomorrow, go the distance. Does that get schooled every second of every round, get my arse whooped? Does that mean that I'm a better win than Frampton? Yeah, Stu Little's a better win than Frampton. He went 12 with Loma. It don't work like that. Stars make fight. What did Gassiev do? Nothing. He went in there and got totally outboxed and beat up. And he was meant to be the strong guy in there. Look at him in the corner. He basically gave up. He's no better than Rigondeaux and Walters, who you mention later on in your comments, and I'll be having you about that as well. He's no better. He's a tough Russian. He probably wouldn't have been allowed to fuck it. He wouldn't have got out of there alive if he'd have quit. So that's why he didn't. But he wanted to. You could tell it in the... Look at him in the corner. Abel Sanchez was saying, do you want me to call this off? I'll call this off now after 4 or 5 rounds. Abel Sanchez knew his fighter didn't want it. So, yes, he fought Lomachenko and Frampton didn't. But what does it mean? I'm telling you one thing, Frampton would have gone down on his shield against Lomachenko. He'd have got his ass whooped, but he'd have gone down on his shield, something Gassiev never did. But we'll carry on. But if a fighter with Frampton's style fought a Gassiev his size, like I said, I've already addressed that's bullshit. Gassiev would knock him out. Guesswork. That's like me saying, if Chocolatito fought a Tyson Fury at Superfly, Chocolatito would win. I mean, it just doesn't make any fucking sense. I mean, do you honestly take yourself serious when you write this shit down? And I don't know who's more idiotic, you or the 3 people that liked your fucking comment. But we'll crack on. The guys to beat Gassiev are slick defensive boxers who avoid his power for 12 rounds. Do you mean like Usyk? Yep. Not scrappy guys like Frampton, who take punches in every single fight. At 126, there is nothing elite about Frampton's game. And at cruiserweight, there is nothing elite about Gassiev's game. This is a guy that struggled with Dorticus. Dorticus is a very good fighter, but not great. You know, there's no belts in it. There's no belts that he's had. There's no great wins on his resume. You know, he's just a very solid fighter, but he's not a world beater. And Gassiev, great counter shot he took him out with, but Dorticus was putting it on Gassiev. So, hang on a sec, someone's just clicked on a fucking thing. So what is elite about Gassiev's game? He's a good counter puncher, but when someone was in there with him that brought elite level skills, you tell me what adjustments, what boxing brain Gassiev showed, what slick skills, what counter punch he showed. I'll tell you what he showed: how to cover up with a guard and take a beating like a good little boy. And you want to fucking... Sorry, all you guys. I know you all... A lot of you on here fucking love Gassiev, but I'm going to keep it real. I don't want to hear this nonsense. Oh well, no, you know, Usyk, but he did lose to Usyk, you know, Lomachenko. So, look, did Tony Bellew lose every second of every round against Usyk? The answer is no. Did Tony Bellew get knocked out? Yes. Why? Because Bellew come to fight. Bellew let his hands go trying to win. Gassiev never looked like doing that. That's why he survived. And he's got a strong chin as well. Let's be real, he's a strong boy. No one's saying he's not strong. But we're talking about boxing skills here. Did Michael Hunter, did he win rounds against Usyk? Did Michael Hunter lose every second of every round against Usyk like Gassiev did? The answer is no. Bradis. Did Bradis lose every second of every round against Usyk? The answer is no. So I don't want to hear about this fucking excuses. Oh, because he fought Usyk, that's why he lost it. But anyone else, they'd have got their ass whooped. No. Get the fuck out of here. Because the other guys that Usyk's winning, he's dominating, don't get me wrong, but they're giving him different options. Bellew had Usyk changing his game plan up and down on the cards on some people's eyes, not mine, but some people's. Gassiev didn't win a second. So don't tell me about skills. He's a good counter puncher. He's a counter hooker. He's another fucking Danny Garcia. He's got a left hook on him, and that's about it. So let's carry on. Jesus Christ. Damn it. Gassiev has elite power. I can go with that. He has, but there's a lot of... Wilder has elite power. You know, Wilder has elite power, but it wasn't enough against Tyson Fury. But at least Wilder landed. At least Wilder was throwing. At least Wilder showed heart and wanted to win and showed desire to win. Gassiev showed none of that. So I'll give you the power one. If he's still talking about if they were the same size, Gassiev has a better power jab and left hook to. So you're breaking down too much. What it is, you're a boxing snob. You think you're a fucking. You think you're Paulie Malignaggi, don't you? You're a boxing snob. and you break down things, you look into things too much. Trust me, the thing about boxing is quite simple, really. You just got to keep it simple. But a lot of you think if I talk about all this, the jab and the back foot and all that crap, I'm going to sound good while I'm doing it. Not for me. You're not impressing me. You're not, and I'm skipping all that bullshit anyway, because I've heard the same stuff from about 100 fucking people on here, saying the same stuff on YouTube. So you're just repeating other stuff, right? Frampton might have better stamina, at least in his prime, better counter-punching ability. Oh, but you just told me Gassiev, no, you didn't. No, you didn't. I'll give you that. I'll take that back. You didn't say that. You said he has elite power. I thought you said the counter-punching, but that was me who said that. Right, you said he has better counter-punching ability than Gassiev, better work rate, better footwork, and better going backwards, etc. But overall, I'd say Gassiev has a higher ceiling. I mean, what else is there left? You've mentioned that Frampton's better at everything else. You're left with power. So you put the power of one man ahead of all them other skills. And then you say, but overall, he's a better fighter because he's got a decent right hand. That's like saying Wilder's a better fighter than Fury. What you just said. It's basically the same thing. Frampton's win versus Leo Santa Cruz was very nice, though, but I suspect Santa Cruz will get dominated by Gary Russell Jr. next year, and I'll also pick Jojo Diaz to beat Santa Cruz handily. But you're, like you said, you suspect. It's guesswork again with you. So because, don't bring guesswork to me. I've told you, if you're going to debate me and come at me, and come at my opinions, you're going to have to come with evidence and facts, otherwise you're going to get torn a new ass. And this is what's happened. You're guessing. You've got your, because you think you're a clairvoyant, you're guessing again. So how do you know Gary Russell Jr. dominates Santa Cruz? What the fuck has Gary Russell Jr. done recently in boxing to convince you that happens? Jojo Diaz to beat Santa Cruz. Put your fucking money where your mouth is on that one. I'm going with Santa Cruz handedly, like you said. Santa Cruz was very good, but not great at 122. And 126, he's shown very little power in his punches. He's not the fastest either. Long, good stamina. This is what I mean. This guy just rambles on. Good work rate, good chin, but has never faced a top boxer and blatantly ducked Rigondeaux and Lomachenko, as some argue Frampton did. Nobody is ducking Guillermo Rigondeaux. Guillermo Rigondeaux priced himself out of the fight. So don't don't use Rigo as a stick, because Rigondeaux is a man that quit on the stall. Just like your hero Gassiev nearly quit, but he couldn't do it because in Russia they don't accept that. He wouldn't have made it out of the arena. But in America, being a quitter seems to be the thing to do over there these days. But he quit. Right, this is a guy that went life and death with Amagasa. Got dropped twice. Yeah. Josh Warrington beat the brakes off of Amagasa. So I don't want to hear about Rigondeaux. No one ducked that guy. Santa Cruz would fucking dominate Rigondeaux, beat the shit out of him. And if, like I said, I'll put money on that one with you and all. Rigondeaux is the most. He's a bigger hype job than Gassiev. Don't blame him for ducking Lomachenko. Most people do. But I don't know why Lomachenko's name's being brought into this, because you're trying to talk about 126 fighters, yet you're bringing Lomachenko's name. Lomachenko is a 135 now, so, them fights are not going to happen. And back then, I think when Lomachenko's a 126, I don't believe Santa Cruz was. So, I'm not sure if that fight was really ever going to get made, but as for Rigondeaux, why using him to fucking suit your agenda? Get out of here. Gassiev did no worse versus Usyk than the guy who beat Frampton is likely to do against the guy Lomachenko beat. Yeah, again, guessing. That's you guessing. How do you know how well? Look, Lomachenko will school Josh Warrington for a start because he's 135, but he's a lot better fighter. But Warrington, he's not going to curl up in his shell like a turtle through his peekaboo guard and take a battering. He'll go out in the shield, get knocked out. He'll throw his hands. He'll take it to Lomachenko. He'll get beat up and he'll get schooled, but he'll try to win. So don't even go there and compare Gassiev performance with that. You know, it just there's no comparison. So, and stop with your guesswork. It's guesswork again. Lomachenko does win that fight, but you don't know that Gassiev did no worse. How do you know a fight that's not even happened yet? You talk absolute fucking bollocks. You're a guessworker, a clairvoyant. That's what you are. Yeah. Then he goes, Gary Russell. Oh, I said put it back on. Oh, Gary Russell Jr., who's not on Loma or Usyk's level. Oh, he's saying that Warrington wouldn't do good against Gary Russell Jr. either, but that's another fight that we've not had yet. Everyone was telling me Frampton was going to beat Warrington. Everyone told me Selby was going to beat Warrington. Yet we're here having this conversation now. Let's move on a bit, because he rambles on so much. I have to keep finding. Look at it, it's ridiculous, man. I'm fucking. Who writes comments like this? Oh, and because Usyk was at his best that night versus Gassiev, so that's why Gassiev was poor. He's basically saying that, and we're going to move on from that comment because it just goes on and on and on. Then he's put, could you imagine Frampton fight? No, sorry, I've already said that one. Fucking hell, there's so many. Sorry, guys. Then he says Lee Selby sucks. Gassiev was way better than him. Come on, Stu, stop overrating these 126 champs. What, like you overrate the cruiserweight champs? You know, at the end of the day, let's look at Gassiev's record. I have it here. Now, hang on a sec, I need to go to that. Let's go. We're at Gassiev. Here we are. I'm not going to go all the way back because fucking hell, there's so many bums there, man. I mean, half of these haven't even got a wiki page. So, right, we'll start. I mean, Jordan Schimmel. I mean, this is a guy he fought in May 2016, just 4 fights ago. Just 4 fights ago, he fought Jordan Schimmel. He knocked him out in a round, but these are the opponents this guy's been fighting. Jordan Schimmel, he was 10-2, I believe. He's had 10 fights with 2 defeats. You know, we'll say no more there. Denis Lebedev. Lebedev, great cruiserweight champion in his time, well past it. The time Gassiev got hold of him. I mean, Guillermo Jones actually changed the shape of his skull that night. You know, he's never been the same since. He got a bashing. His eye was, well, it's the worst head injury I've ever seen. Like I said, he's got a different shaped head now. So he's well past his best. And that was a split decision. Denis Lebedev would have fucking battered Gassiev in his prime. Battered him. And then you've got some Polish bum. And then he fights Unia Dorticus, which like, I've spoken about Dorticus before. Very solid fighter, very good fighter, but not a great fighter. No ex-champion, no one anybody's scared of. Not even a top 5 guy for me. I don't know, he might be 5 or 6 somewhere around there, but nothing special. So basically, we're looking at his best wins, right? Because I'm not talking. Then he fought Usyk and got dominated every second of every round. His best win is probably a deformed Denis Lebedev in 2016, December. That is his best win. So if you want to compare resumes, then it doesn't compare with Frampton's resume. Where's the fucking the Santa Cruz on Gassiev's record? Where's the Nonito Donaire? You know, even like what Josh Warrington, he fought Warrington, lost, I know did. But where's that win? Where's the Scott Quigg win? Say we like about Scott Quigg, he gave Valdez all he could handle, and he never would have curled up in his shell and just took a beating. He comes to win. He comes to fight. His nose will tell you that. Look at the state of it after Valdez had finished with him. But very tough guy. Ex-world champion. For me, a better win than a deformed Denis Lebedev. Santa Cruz. There's no Santa Cruz on Gassiev's. Nonito Donaire. You know, they're good wins. So for me, even Chris Avalos was half decent. The resumes are better. So for Frampton is a better win on paper. Being a tougher guy is a different story. Gassiev is a tougher guy than Frampton, but doesn't mean being tough don't win your fights. I'm nearly done here anyway. I'm going to quickly finish this and then that's it. Because how long have we been going? 20 minutes. So yeah, I'm just going to quickly finish up now. Stop overrating these 126 champs who are all at their best at 122 but still not the best at 122, which is why they ducked Rigo. Then all moved up to 26 to get away from Rigo. I mean, he's talking about Rigo like Rigo was the danger man. Rigo did what? Who's scared of Rigo? Jazza Dickens. Who is scared of Rigo? Get the fuck out of here with that scared of Rigo, ducking Rigo. No one ducks Rigo. Rigo wants $1 million a fight and brings about 3 people to the fucking venue. And that's his trainer and his cut man. Just going to tune this in. Hang on a sec, I need to put the charger in. Then he's put, this is the last comment. And he's talked about Walters. He's talking about these guys didn't want any part of Walters. Look, Walters had one elite fight. No, but well, he got a good win against a Donaire that he was much bigger than, like 3 divisions bigger than Donaire. And then he fought out a draw to Jason Sosa, and then he got his spine taken from him from Lomachenko, and now he's in Panama selling cocaine. So no one was fucking avoiding Walters. You're just using them names to help you with the bullshit that you're coming out with, to try and, oh well, you must be right, yeah, you did avoid Walters. No one avoided Walters. And then he says Gassiev had the luxury to stay on Showtime, JV side of the street, and hop from division to division to avoid guys like Usyk. Gassiev can go up. There's no one stopping Gassiev going up. He can hop from division to division, go back down again, go up, go down again. But we all know what's going to happen when he does go up. Sleepy sleep time. So, yet again, you're all about guesswork and not about facts. So I'm afraid your comments are a void to me. Until you can come with some facts and stop trying to guess the future, then I can't take you serious. But until then, Happy New Year to all the BDA family. I'm out of here. Laters.